morning, Central Texas. Welcome to Kiss Community Connections and My Kiss 1031. This is Phyllis Jones, and I'm your host. And I have a very interesting guest this morning because he's leading into what I'm going to fuss about right now. You know, last weekend, before school started, I talked to parents and adults and anybody that has a hand on children to talk about the new things that would be considered differently this school year, such as terroristic threats. We talked about that. We talked about, you know, if your child makes a threat toward any staff person in the school district and the school districts think that can be done, you're arrested for making a terroristic threat. I also talked about making threats. And this week, I opened up the newspaper. First of all, let me back up. I went on Facebook. During my lunch time, I usually look at Facebook. I didn't. So after work, let me look at Facebook because people were texting me to look at it. I look in there, what do I see? A 14-year-old boy went on social media and threatened all the high schools in Killeen. Why? And then his face is right there on the Facebook page. Now he's 14 years old, and guess what? His life is ruined. Not his day, not his month. His life is ruined. And then we find out they arrested his 18-year-old brother, equally as dumb as he was. 18-year-old brother, I don't care about his life being ruined. I really don't care. I don't care because he's an adult. He made an adult decision to play what he thought was a prank and using his brother to do it. I don't care about him. I really don't. He's an adult. I'm a kid person. But this 14-year-old boy's life is now ruined. Whatever dreams and hope he had, they're gone. Because you know what? He's the first one after this law got passed. And you know when you're the first one to get caught, when something get passed, you get it. Because you're the first one. So, yes, this law got passed. Actually, it's supposed to start in September, but it had to start when school starts. So it started when school starts. So he had to be the first one of the week to do this. So, like I said, his life is ruined. Last week, I told parents and everybody else need to talk to children. So apparently someone did not talk to him. So I'm asking you again to talk to these kids. And, you know, also parents, there are activities for kids. A lot of activities going around for kids, and we need to find out what they are and put your kids in it. Now, my guest this morning, he does something for kids, and it's very interesting because it changes the mindset of a child. So, good morning, Kwame. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So, this morning, we're going to talk about what you are teaching children to do. You're teaching them the game of
chess.
Woo! And I say ooh because I think chess builds, your memory, but also builds a challenge that you need to have in a calming way.
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
Because with chess, you can't flip the board and walk off.
Yep, and I have a list here of some of the benefits of chess.
I'll
go off and
First of all, why did you start this with kids?
Well, let me also start out by saying thank you very much for having me on your program.
Sure.
I know I met you a while back, and it's a real honor to be here today. The reason I started chess, or this chess club, is I was inspired by the game. I actually first saw the game when I was 13. I saw my sister playing, and I was blown away because I was pretty good at checkers. And when I saw her playing the game with my cousin, I was amazed how the pieces were moving, and I was hooked since then. 13 years old. Wow. So I've been playing chess for over 25 years now. So I always loved chess, but I didn't realize I should be doing something that I like and, like to teach chess. So that's why I kind of fell into this indirectly. So I started Chess World 7 a couple of months ago, I think February of this year. And I'm finally in the community center where I teach it Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Okay. And
the times are Mondays and Fridays, 6 to 9, and then on Saturdays from 10 to roughly around 2 o'clock.
Okay.
45-minute blocks. I teach chess. And as you mentioned before, chess has a lot of benefits that, parents probably look at the game and say, I would like to get my kids into it, but they don't know all the benefits involved in just playing the game.
Right.
It just has a lot of external factors that helps them. And I wrote down a list here, just a quick Google I did.
Well, no, because people need to know that chess isn't just about moving pieces across the board.
Precisely.
Everybody has every piece, I'll say, has a specific task. So,
That's right. And them learn it, it just prepares them. Just not the game. The game is fun, but just them learning the game helps them in life. helps young people, keeps them focused, get them something to do. Chess actually saved my life when I was in college. Because when I was in Rutgers, most of my peers got into drugs, fighting, arrested, some even died because of their other activities they were doing. I played chess. I went to school, I studied in the library. After that, I played chess in the afternoon. It was pretty cost effective, and it kept me out of trouble.
Right.
So it saved my life. I could have been one of those peers in an after party, shootout, or whatever happened. But I think it indirectly saved my life. So that's one thing I love about chess. So I'm just going to quickly list some of the benefits of chess. One of the things it helps with children, helps to improve their memories. Right. You know, kids, they have so much distraction these days, social media, you name it. So chess actually helps them to improve their memories. You know what I mean? It excites both sides of the brain. You know what I mean? I don't know if your child may have a developmental issue or what, but chess can actually help them being focused, getting the brain fired up. So it has those external benefits also. Helps them to improve their spatial skills. Concentration, that's huge. Right. Especially being young boys in school. I'm worried for my two sons. They have to sit down there 6 to 8 hours a day. It's difficult for a young boy to do that.
Yes.
So, chess helps them with that. All three of my kids play. I have 2 boys, 1 girl. And I can see the improvements. They're A students right now. They've improved. It builds confidence. Because my children, they weren't complete introverts, but they're more assertive now because of the game, because of the stuff I teach them. And that's what chess does. It makes them more bold, and they can stand their ground. Because when they leave you in the morning, they're there with their peers and the teachers.
Yes. Are
they going to stand up for what you teach them? This gives them that boldness to say, my parents said this, or I will not do that.
Right.
So it has those other benefits. Just playing the game.
About how long does it take a child to go from putting the pieces where they go and actually getting in control of the game?
Well, to be honest, it doesn't take long. And of course, some kids will learn much faster than others.
Right.
I have some kids that taught, and the very first day, I'm so impressed. They remember everything I taught them, and they're making advanced moves and techniques and combinations that I'm like, you sure you just learned this game? So it's like that. Like, you don't know if your child could be that gifted child that really picks up this game. They could be the next Bobby Fischer. He's one of the youngest American grandmasters at a very young age. So you don't know if your child could be that one. So, but you got to expose them. They might be into basketball, football, gymnastics, whatever, but give them an opportunity to try something else. And chess is in a lot of the local schools. Willow Springs, Ellison, they play them in a lot of schools.
Right.
But some of these kids need mentoring and tutoring to enhance their skills, to make them, a little more proficient in the game. But it doesn't take long for certain kids to pick up. And just moving the pieces creates the interest, and they go from there.
What's the youngest child that you've taught?
Well, I taught my kids at like 3 or 4.
Okay, what's the other than your kids?
Other than my kids, I'll probably say 5 or 7, right around the age.
Right.
Yeah, so age, this one with chess, it doesn't have age limit.
Right.
You can pick it up anytime, and my class, I try to say from 5 because I figure by that age, they should be potty trained and all this other good stuff. I don't want them too young now.
Yes,
but of course, they can learn as young as they want to be. But I'll probably say from 5 all the way up. And then I have a basic course for those just learn the game.
Right.
Then an advanced course for those who've been playing for years and want to get to the next level. So I have my curriculum that I made myself, following what I've learned, a few tips from a few grandmasters, but I have my whole curriculum from basic and then for the advanced players.
I was, I went to visit my aunt in Chatham, Canada. And while I was there visiting her, we went through a little park area, and there was some kids playing chess, but they were playing it with a timer. So what's that about?
Oh, okay, the clock. the clock.
Yeah, they were playing with a clock. I'm like, okay.
The clock is very, very important because as a novice, somebody who's just looking at the game, they probably will hear that myth that chess takes too long. But guess what? When you put the clock in there,
right,
you can say this game will be 5 minutes long, 10 minutes long, whatever. And when that time is finished, the game is over. So that clock helps you to keep the game short as possible. So that's the reason for the clock. So you could win by you actually checkmating your opponent, or you win because your opponent's time ran out. So that's why the clock is there. So they don't take all day. They could take all day if they wanted to move.
Right.
But when the time is up, they lost the game. So it makes them kind of move a little faster.
So they have to be better at playing chess also. Then.
Yeah.
I would suppose if they were going to play with this
The
clock.
clock, yes.
Wow. Okay. And what about, okay, so how far do you take the kids when they play? What do you do with the advanced kids?
Well, the advanced class is pretty much for those kids who are already playing in their schools.
Right.
And, they're good. They've been playing the game. But those advanced skills going to get them to the next level. Because literally they just had chess tour with some of the best players in the world. I think Ding Liren just beat Magnus Carlsen in a group of like at least 10 grandmasters. And they just won this tournament, I think it was yesterday. And the cash prize for winning that was $82,000.
Wow.
So there's money also in chess, not just the kids getting smarter, raising their IQ and all this other stuff. There's monies involved in chess. And they can learn the basics now in high school and elementary school. And they can take it further because of their skills that they learn at this age.
So how far has chess taken you?
I don't want to brag.
Well, come on.
But I think subtly, it's just made me very smart.
Okay.
I feel as though I can analyze things a whole lot better than I did 4 or 5 years ago. I'm looking at things in a different perspective. Me personally, I've been in just a few tournaments this year, but I want to focus on Chess World 7 for this year, at least the remainder of this year. And come next year, I want to be getting into tournaments around the country, going to Dallas, Austin, and different places to get my rating up. Because I want to be, at the end of the day, I want to be called a grandmaster. I want that initial next to my name. So I'm not only teaching it,
you're playing,
but I'm working to get my personal ratings up.
So does Killeen have chess tournaments?
Yeah, they do. Because I went to a couple of tournaments that they play in the elementary school and middle schools and high schools. They do have them. The issue I ran into when I was trying to promote in the schools, they were saying I couldn't put flyers and stuff in the ISD schools. So I ran into a little bit of a roadblock with that. But they do have tournaments. And hopefully, this program could put a message out there that there are tutors, myself, that will teach and mentor your child in the game and get them more proficient to them to start winning competitions.
I just get the flyer approved.
That's what I was trying to do.
Just take
and
it
they
to
gave me a regulation with everything that I
take
couldn't
it to the
do.
superintendent's office.
I'll try again. Hopefully, with your help, I could get it passed.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. I mean, we want to keep our kids out of trouble.
Yep.
This young man this week who I just talked about, we don't want any more of him.
True.
We don't want any more of him. I'm sure there was a million things he could have been doing had he been guided, I'll say, and not coerced or worked into by an 18-year-old brother. He might have been one who would have played chess. He might have been one who would have did something else. So I would help push anything that will keep kids out of making dumb mistakes, and that will get them on a path of knowledge and a path of there is somebody out there who's teaching you something. Because a lot of kids get into trouble because idle hands.
Yep.
They're just like adults. I mean, they're just like adults. You get some bored adults around there, and they're going to do some stupid stuff. Maybe not illegal, but they're going to do something totally stupid because they had nothing else to do at that time, and that sounded pretty good. Let's do it, and let's do it gets us into a lot of trouble.
Oh, yes.
And nowadays, with rules changing and laws changing, let's do it is getting our kids into trouble that they shouldn't be. Some other question, tougher question. Have you ever thought about going to juvie and teaching those kids chess?
I don't mind. I want to do that. I'm also thinking about doing the elderly homes because chess actually helps those who are up there in age with dementia and Alzheimer's because it makes the brain function a little bit more, makes those dendrites fire and just give them something else to do. Because, in the elderly home, you probably, with experience, will know that there's not a lot of activity for them.
No, it's not.
So there's something I want to do. But I haven't necessarily considered the juvie arena, but I'm opening to volunteer my time and my efforts if the opportunity opens itself.
Because if all you would have to do is, well, not all you have to, well, I can help you with that. Because you would have to pass a background check naturally. And once you pass that, you set the program in place according to how you need to gear it. Kids are in juvie, you figure from the age of 13 to 17, well, 16 actually. The 17, they're an adult, but they're there and they need things to help channel them.
Interesting.
They need something to challenge them in a different way because they need to know that crying brain that they had is a very smart brain. And had they been taught to use that crying brain part of it they use to do that, to do something positive, they could have been somewhere else. So I think as many things that go into detention center to help kids should be there. And if Chet, who knows, your next chess champion might be in juvie.
Yep,
Might be a kid
they could come from anywhere.
Yeah, that's there who need to get into it. I used to go there. Now I don't have much time to go there, but I used to go and talk to the girls. I used to go every Saturday to talk to the girls, and I became the one good at getting to a girl's mind and getting her to say what I needed her to talk about. I got to be good at that. I didn't realize I was good at that. I should have realized I work with elementary kids. But I actually got some of the girls to talk. Then I started talking to the boys too, and I started making them understand what certain things meant. I taught them, when they introduce themselves, they say my name is. Well, saying my name is not ownership of your name. But when you say I am, then you take ownership of your name as you. So I taught them not to say my name is, I am. That's because you figure you're going to put a better kick into I am rather than my name is.
Interesting.
You say it totally different. You take ownership of it.
More conviction.
Yeah. You let people know this is me.
Yep.
And I taught them that. And so they would come in and I said, what's your name? And the new ones would say, and the older boys would there. No, man, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say it. Don't say it. This is what you got to say. And I would listen to them explain why you should say my name is versus this is my name. And I am rather than my name is. And I would listen to them explain to him what they meant, how it meant to them. And I was like, oh, y'all got it. So I am, So I said, oh, you put a little kick into there now. And I said, what happened to my name is, but that was the little thing, but it taught them. Okay. And they begin to pass it on. So they're hungry for knowledge. They're hungry for someone to talk to them, but they're also hungry for men to come and talk to them. Because a female talking to them, okay, I'm a mother figure, I'm a grandmother figure, but you're a man. And children
have a different impact.
And then you're an African American male. So you're there teaching them something totally different.
Okay.
So that's the missing piece with the kids.
Okay, well, I definitely look for the opportunity to do that.
So I would like to do that. 'Cause I know that will expand you, but it will expand them also. And you don't know whether your next champion might be in there.
Yes.
Sitting there waiting for you to come and find them. And get, so if a child, well, I'll put it this way, if a parent wants their child to learn chess, how do they reach you?
Okay. They could email me. My email is masterk769@gmail.com. That's masterk769@gmail.com. Or they can call 254-466-4939. Again, that's 254-466-4939. I'm also on Facebook at Kwame Hart or Kwame Richard Hart, because I think if you pull me up, some other Kevin Hart might show up. But Kwame Richard Hart on Facebook.
And spell Kwame.
Yeah. So Kwame is Kwame, Hart, Hart. So they can reach me on Facebook. I think I'm on Twitter, but I don't use it as much. Right. But preferably Facebook. But those are the ways they could reach me. And again, as I mentioned, I'm at the community center Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Times on Mondays and Fridays 6 to 9, and then Saturdays from 10 a.m. to roughly 2 p.m. And the prices, I didn't go through the prices, but it's very affordable and anybody could do it.
Good. So we're offering another opportunity for parents, for you to get your children into something that will teach them patience. Because you got to learn patience. If you don't have any patience, you never win the game. The game will always beat you and you won't beat it. But it's also teaching our kids a different way of doing things, a different mindset, a different way of learning. It's teaching them a challenge, because I've watched people play against themselves, and I think it was harder for them to play against themselves than it was for them to play somebody else. Because they were playing with the electronic chessboard.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, you awfully lost. to the electronic part of the game. I would must feel bad. But who plays the 2-tier chess? The double, yeah.
What do you mean, against themselves?
No, with somebody else. Who can play the 2-tier the tiers? Chessboard here, chessboard there. The 2 tiers.
Different people do it. But what I want to do is, I think they call it chess simul, where one person playing at least 10 people at the same time.
For real?
Just going around. So I did that with my family, but I want to do it, with my club and stuff.
Where did I see that at?
That's fun.
Oh, I saw it on television.
Yeah, you just walk around, you move, you come around. By the time they come around back, you should have made your move already. And you just keep going around until you beat everybody.
And so one person actually has beat everybody they're playing?
Oh, yes. My. They do it all the time.
That's when you need to go home. That's when you need to go home, sit down, and realize that this was not for you.
It's a learning game. You learn all the time. And you actually learn more through your losses. That's the funny thing about chess. You lose in chess, you learn more. If you keep winning, it's like, I just won.
Right.
So you lost. You get a new bullet that you add to your game.
Wow. Man, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Your classes, when they start, so kids progress on their own, or do you have a progression for them?
I have a progression for them because I monitor my kids as to what lessons I already taught them. And if I see if they retain that information, I move to the next step. If they have not, I go it over again. Because, of course, every child can be different. Some kids will pick it up just like that. Others will probably take 1 or 2 lessons just to learn the basic stuff. And that's fine. They learn at their pace. It's not a rush. And it's like 45-minute blocks on any given day. They can come in 1, 2, 3 times a week. Or they can come in 1 time a month. It doesn't matter. Once they're there, I will teach them and work with their speed.
Okay. All right. So do they have graduations or some merit of
certificate
you went from here to yes,
I'm working on that. I said if they finish the basic program, I'll give them like a certificate of completion. They finish with the basic courses, and then I'll start getting them into some of the advanced classes and maneuvers and techniques. But at least they will be able to see they graduated to some degree. They finish my first 16 points for basics, and then I have at least 16 checkmating patterns that they should know finishing the basic course.
Okay.
And then the advanced course, I go all the way up to 30 plus checkmating patterns. So these are different things that they will learn, and I will know their progress and progression through the course.
So when you have a competition, I guess you would call it, are people allowed to come to the competitions?
Yes, they are, because that's what makes chess exciting. You have lots of onlookers and the viewers and the fans. They look at the game. Of course, chess, you need to be quiet. But just like golf, I guess, you can be quiet, but you're looking. You're all there, the excitement. And then, of course, they'll be analyzing the game after it's finished as to how spectacular the game was or whatever. So, yeah, your parents could come, families could come and just to watch the game, watch their child or the person they brought, see how they did.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a crazy question.
Uh-huh.
Well, it might not be crazy for you, but in my head, it might be totally crazy. Let's say we're having an event outside. We're having an event outside in the park, and I ask for you to come out with some of your kids, and they just play people to come up. Just play them come up. Can that be done?
Of course. You can play chess anywhere. A park, a building. It doesn't matter. Once you have a chessboard, sometimes a clock, you're good to go.
Because, when we have events for kids, well, okay, put this, we had a Caribbean Afro Festival. So that would have been a good time maybe to contact you.
Yep.
You bring a kid. Got to bring a kid.
Bring my boards out. I could be there.
Because we don't want to see adults.
Yes.
I hate to say that, but y'all know I'm not an adult person at all. I am the kid person. So anyway, I will call you, ask you to bring one of your youth out who can, and let them just play, just get out there. So would that be a challenge for them, considering these people are just walking out?
As you mentioned before, the game just builds confidence.
Okay.
They'll love to do that. Of course, we'll be there to support them. So we can definitely do that.
Okay, so let's put it this way. Next year, the first Saturday in August,
okay,
you all need to be at Long Branch Park, and we'll have an area. And your young men or young females, I can't say all men because I'm sure some women play chess, but be there to just play, to show who they are. Because we want to showcase kids.
Yep.
We want to. The more we showcase kids, the better they are, and we won't have the knucklehead kid or that bored kid doing something crazy out of sheer boredom. Because, like I said, they're just us. They're many of us.
They need different outlets.
Yes, just like adults do. We need. If not, we do crazy things. So they too. But I want to thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you. Thank
Talk
you.
about chess, and I will help you with the detention center and getting through KISD.
Okay.
Because I said if it's for kids, I'm in. I'm all in.
Awesome.
And
I do appreciate your support.
Hey, yeah. And keep listening to the show.
Oh, yes, I do. I do all the time.
Okay, we're going to take a break and come right back.